Anyway, we'll jump back into MSQ. Allow me to introduce you to Mahuwasa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in a myriad of farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Queen Sphene, to what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's all right. So the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of hosts would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty is also intended to check on things here. You know me too well, Mahawasa. I thought to seize this opportunity to see how the farms fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions. Farmers fare. Oh, not the farms. Though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. She's one of them good rulers. It would appear we have her permission, so please walk the grounds to your heart's content. Okay, boss. Well, you go on ahead. I'll keep Sphene company. Don't misunderstand, I'm not the suspicious type. But given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point. But be sure not to let me out of your sight. What? I shall remain under Waklamat's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. Okay. I do like Sphene. It's a model. They have Ronrix here. Light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source... you wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields mostly, watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understand how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work, but honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything but about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site then. Yeah, I'm from beyond the barrier, dude. Well, this here is the storehouse, or rather the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, with much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and electro complicate our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. I mean, they got it. Like, it's not like things went wrong in the 30 years. It's just things are different now. They're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier. That true? Yeah, totally, dude. So it is. Which means we're connected to the outside world again. Now that not that I have a desire to leave, mind you, quite content with life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at Yippie's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animals is an absolute joy, and I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off. But a job is a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Let me over the fence. Don't stomp on the crops. It's very interesting how they combine the two worlds and the technologies and stuff. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers. Then let us return to Mahuasa. Well, what is your impression of the farm? That's pretty cool, but I think you're drugging them all. A curious observation. Do you not love your own work? Not always. Oh, but I jest. It's true that people on the outskirts seem to be the most fulfilled. Always they take their duties with good cheer. Yeah, you got a thing on top of their head, probably frickin' running endorphins in there. What did you think of our little tour, Lamati? What did you call me? Was that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name, and I thought... No, he's fine. As you said before, we have no need for titles and formalities. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. Machines could be used to overcome such harsh an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. Well, they survive on electricity, so yeah. It is a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It has been acting up lately. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. Happens fairly often, but simply, it's taken in water that has a strong lightning charge. We think some creatures have become charged up with the energy, and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. I wish she wasn't a here. She could be a cat girl. Or a Rothgar or Viera. We could take care of it if you'd like. That is most gracious of you to offer. But it is much too dangerous. Oh, it's no trouble for the Val resolved of Tulial. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need I want to help, simple as that. And Chaos Fire is even stronger than I am. It shouldn't take us long at all. Then very well. I gratefully accept, but please take all care. You got it. I like busting monster heads. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning-charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. Okay. We'll see who can bash the most heads. So one thing I've noticed recently is some of the hunt train, the fate train leaders actually have gotten better and started like using shout chat to tell you, you know, where they're going to go next. Which worked really well out for me because like I could see where they're headed and if I was near it or not. Or how quickly I could get to it, and if I would just skip that one and go to another one or something like that. So, they've been doing a pretty good job about that kind of stuff, so. But it also kind of depends on who's running the Fate parties. Sometimes they don't do that. And you just have to guess where people are. Ah, you're both right. You're both alright, thank goodness. You really needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried. You're my dear guess. Okay, sounds good, Valkyrie. Don't listen to me then. But thank you. We truly appreciate this. Indeed, with this, we won't have to ask Saraljaw's machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a few fraction for the people's protection. Thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Safine. That's enough, Mahawasa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later. But to speak of the king now... No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful. It was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. But you never failed to let us know, or how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. So basically all we gotta do is get rid of Saraljaw's and we'll all be good. You seem a good sort, Safine. That I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives. One wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we're done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? Who did I get there? Tulatai tart. Ugh, it's a lot of T's. T. The triple T. Spell speed, bit, det, ugh, junk. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends would also be will also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. See, like, I think Safine is a good person. It's just that Cerule Jaw's put her in a bad spot. But I want to know more about the voice that offered him power. Because I doubt it was Safine. She doesn't seem like the one. Do you hear that? Like, she doesn't seem like to be the one that would have said, hey, I'll give you whatever power you want. You know, just let me free.
Over there?
It's nearly time.
For what?
I'm glad you could make it. Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
Is that, what's her name? It is, the bracelet.
Mika, everything is going to be all right. What's the matter, dear?
It can't be.
Well, we did drop her off just before the dome.
Gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
30 years.
It's me, Wuklamat.
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end. Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Who's this guy?
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on in us.
Living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
Wait! Where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
We didn't leave. Everyone else left. Oh, there we go. Well, for her, it's been 30 years, so of course she's been aging issues.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end. Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
Let's go to Solution 9.
Certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
Yes, I totally agree.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a void gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding.
I think she knows more than she's letting on.
We lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's innocuous influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphene's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder.
She knows more than she's letting on.
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs.
About time.
Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
We're not ready for him yet.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father, and to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty.
It is.
Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh,
I still think she knows more.
Your mother, Kafkiwa? You might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
She's either dead, and buried, or something. Whoa! What is up with these little things on the head?
We have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
They just altered his memories.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
They removed the memories.
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
So, whatever these machines are on their heads can alter their memories and everything else. It's like cloud storage. But not accessible. We're going to store your memories in the cloud, but you just can't use them. What's going on? How could Piapone suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if he never knew her. Could the same thing have happened to the others as well, I wonder? There's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in the area. We can convene afterwards at the Aetheryte. See, the thing is that everyone's going to have forgotten about her. Because, so while we were sitting there, his little thingy started flashing, and that's when they changed their thoughts. An old woman named Namika? I'm afraid I do not know that person. I'm sorry, I couldn't be of help. Just busted through the door. I do recall caring for someone until recently. And you said it was a woman named Namika? Why, I can't say for certain if it was her. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. I missed her dialogue box. How fares your new Everkeep assignment? Bust down the door again. These doors are too slow for me. What's that? Do I know an Namika? I've never met anyone by that name. And I've worked at the outskirts for a good while now. If she'd spent time here, I would have remembered. Yeah, it's just always thought. A little shady, but... I mean... Not opposed to altered memories, but not for it. As long as you could access those memories, then I'd be all for it. But just to alter them and just forget about someone, then... So it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika. It's as if the memory of her had been purged from their minds. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the act too, but I sensed none of that in them. I sensed none in that moment. Neither did I. But I did notice something else. Right before Pipone seemingly forgot, a light on the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continue making such inquiries, I expect we'd only cause confusion. Indeed, if we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we should search for Kakuya instead. Sphene said to try the Thunder Yards. It should be this direction. Was she like a rebel or something? Didn't want one of the little things put in her head? Oh, there's a little bot. Unidentified floating object. It's a UFO. Impossible. I want that UFO minion. Another kind of mechanical soldier? It looks dangerous. We better destroy it. Wah! Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions. Aaronville, are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. Well then. Well, it went off in the direction we're headed anyway. So let's try to track it down. Okay. Go beat up the little robot. It's not even in the direction I thought we'd head. Maybe it's in the caves. He's up there at the top of the hill. Yep, he's headed towards the caves. You found it? He went up into the caves. To the northeast. Must be bound for the mines. Come on then. It could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. Yet we're all armed, Alize. I think we're good. Ugh. Except Aaronville, he's not armed. But I can make up for him. Your faint voice is coming from inside. So it's not alone. We're still going in, of course. This may be a trap. Be ready to fight, everyone. I bet you it's Mom. I can hear them, several people up ahead. Can't make out their conversation with the echoing. Let's keep going. Stay on your guard. It's our robot friend.
What is this? Aaronville!
A trap?
They don't have things on their head.
I just have to get a look at you in the light. And I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling.
My darling, what now?
Aaronville. That's my son. And his friends. Why are you little floating eyeballs?
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun. But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Fussy little bun bun.
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Glue Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Ellen Ashbeer was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you know
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, but this won't do. Come in, come in! Friends of my LNSP are always welcome.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
See, none of these guys have the thing on their heads. So they're like a rebel faction or something.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place, how are things still getting stranger?
Like, I'm a little baffled by it, but I think it's more... As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I think a few people in the world could get quite so spirited. But as to what happened, we need to ask her. Let's hear what she has to say. It's so wonderful to meet you all. Still want to figure out why she's a floating object. And the students about Decian? It's been a while since I heard that name. Dare I ask the reason for your appearance? Oh, this is just a body that I control remotely. I use this for our operations. Operations? We're members of a resistant organization. Oblivion, we call ourselves, and our goal is to thwart Zoral Jad's ambitions for conquest. As the leader, it's prudent I remain where I can't be easily found. So we will get to see her later, hopefully. I see. Whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Right you are, but truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. And that is? As I expect you already noticed, everything you see within this dome, billions of people, the very earth beneath our feet, is a fusion of two worlds. Stopping such a fusion was Oblivion's original mission. Then does that mean you know who or what is responsible for it? I'm afraid not. This was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that is passed down to members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Zoral Jad. But we failed to do that. Now he's taking his army outside the dome. None of you wear those strange devices on your heads. Does that have something to do with your work? You mean this? It's a regulator, a pinnacle of electro technology, and that we don't wear one is indeed related to our operations. What exactly does it do? Allow me to explain. Regulators have two primary functions. The first, as the name suggests, is the regulation of the wearer's reserve of souls. Should they die, the regulators expends a soul to bring them back to life. Reserve? You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? They do. Souls are packaged in cells. They can be used to replenish a life force that is lost due to sudden death, such as in accidents. They do nothing for those who die of old age, though. Distribution of soul cells is based on one's work evaluation to encourage exemplary performance when performing their duties. Which is why both Zeralja and that final boss in the dungeon were able to come back to life after we beat the crap out of them. Souls is a common resource in payment for services rendered. The Voidsent practice of consuming others for their ether comes to mind, and simply expect that act comes at some risk, with some risk. That's what... Oh, we're thinking about Zero again, huh? But, and the people that we've met on the 13th. But also, when they were saying that she goes to join the cloud, but doesn't it dilute your sense of self? Wouldn't the consciousness of others corrupt your own? That is prevented through memory management, a process in which regulators also play a role. Memory management? Then the reason everyone has forgotten Amika's existence. Regulators are constantly recording the memories of their wearer, so if they should suddenly die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one's identity and sense of self. However, the regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. The reason being is that regulators forcibly extract memories relating to the deceased from anyone wearing one. Why would they do such a thing? It's a kindness bestowed upon the people by Everkeep's core system, so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. And that's what makes us stronger. So this is what is meant by their memories being in the cloud. Indeed, all memories of the deceased are wiped from the minds of the people and are archived in the system. It's a frightening function of the regulators, and an integral step in soul cell production. You see, when a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. Then it is delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. That's what they were doing with the weapons. Not they were removing ether, but they were removing souls. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system, to be remembered forever. And this is why people are happy here. On its surface, it's similar to the Yakoi philosophy. I see nothing noble or comforting in it. Well, it doesn't seem so terrible to me personally. All comes down to what you're used to, I suppose. Like the barrier encasing Alexandria, this system was created to overcome the calamities that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Amidst the mounting death toll, scientists used Electrope to devise a means to save what lives they could so that the nation could endure. I understand the people of Alexandria did what they believed was best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe that the Turali would also accept this way of living. It came as a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Which is why the use of regulators is never compulsory. People have always been free to go without them if they so wish. Sphene didn't strike me as a sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Ah, so you've already met. She's the one who suggested we come to the Thunder Yards in the first place. She also said she wanted to help us stop Soralja. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, and to speak so candidly as well. Whatever her motives, she has given the people a choice. Live with the risk of true death, or the security of the regulators. Everything that lives must die someday. This is the natural order of things. Quite right, but however you feel about them, easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it for yourself. I know just the person to show you, and luck would have it, they should be starting work right about now. Who are we going to see exactly? Come with me, and you'll find out. I'm not a fan of these things. Like, so you're given a choice between, in the event of unnatural death, you can come back to life, but you don't have control of your memories, or you just live out your life as is. I would take the secondary option, honestly. And nostalgia. Arms make the most sense for people who don't have combat training like us. That's why we salvage as many as we can from mechanical soldiers and convert them to our use. I like that their name's Nostalgia. Like, it's kind of fitting with, like, the tone right now. So, I mean, like, I could see why some people chose and why others didn't. But still. Everyone here? Good. It's the responsibility of the Thunder Yard's hunters to fell any feed found wandering the area. We're to meet an acquaintance of mine, Strika, one of these hunters. See, I could see like something in the case of like a hunter, you know, where they might want that choice, where they may take that choice because like you're hunting beasts that could strike you down at any point, and so. At that point, you would want something like this. I mean, something such as the regulator would come handy, is you'd be able to keep a your hunters around and capable. But like an everyday citizen, I don't see it, the need there. Kuika, what are you doing here, and with so many friends? Apologies for the interruption. I was hoping they might observe you at work. Hunting, you mean? That's fine, I guess. Hold on. I assume they're wearing special regulators like Queen Sophine's crown, but they aren't wearing any at all. It's much too dangerous to be here without one. What if they're struck by lightning or attacked by beasts? I can assure you they're all quite capable of looking after themselves. If anything goes amiss, I'll take full responsibility. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Danger aside, there isn't really much to see. Kakuya said you're a hunter, but wouldn't it be easier for those mechanical soldiers to guard this place? It would, if not for the fact they're weak to lightning. The Thunderyard being what it is, they've been ordered to steer clear. Some good they are, eh? But these facilities are vital to the upkeep of Alexandria's infrastructure, so it falls to hunters like me to deal with any fiends. Given the danger, we're well compensated for our work. It's a perfect profession for anyone looking to build up savings. The special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. I brought this lot here to see this danger you speak of, if it's not too much trouble to ask. Oh, of course. In that case, it'd be a shame to waste my efforts on just any old beast. You can all handle yourselves in a fight, right? If you can cause a ruckus slaying what critters you can see nearby, there's a chance you'll draw out something worse of a demonstration. Okay. You don't have to ask me twice. Go beat on monsters. I'm not sure I understand, but I suppose we should each slay what we can. Like this concept. Go beat on monsters. Yep, got it. Sign me up. Where do I sign up at? I want to see if they're going to come here anytime soon. Look like they're using shout chat anymore. But I'd like to hit this fate. Like, I'm right on the edge, too. I've seen this dude. I don't see them in shout chat. Forger, 35, 0. They're down here. Right now. So if I wait a few minutes, they should be up here soon. If they are. Seems like whatever this party is, they're not very big anymore. Yeah. They're not headed this way anytime soon. Yes, they are. Nope, they're here for something else. They moved up a little bit. Let's see if they're calling locations. Come close. This one just recently spawned, so that one. They probably hit this next. Because it's the closest to them. I mean, I don't think I could stand up very long against this guy right now. So I thought they would have hit it. Same amount of timer on them both. I'm not sure what the bait hunters are doing. I'll just go look on this. Yeah, it's weird. There was a group working on the fate here, and then they just stopped. I don't know. That's what I wanted to fate. See what she does against the one-eyed Calepas or whatever it is. This one will do nicely. We'll help you. It's fine, really. I've faced worse. Just watch. I don't like the look of this. Let us help. Oh no. Look out! Arg. Preserve. She needs healing. Yeah, but you gotta recharge it. You're gonna have to add another soul to it. That was embarrassing. That bastard caught me off guard. Are you mad? Seriously, let us help. I told you not to worry. This will only take a moment. It's going red now. See, I think the red is only available after you use the soul. After you run the soul, then it enhances the person temporarily. Then went back to normal. Just like Sarolja. Come on, let's get out of here. Yeah, now we got questions. That's also a function of the regulator? And don't ask me, all I saw was what I saw. I've seen it 3 times now, though. First time was Sarolja. Second time was the dungeon boss, the 3rd boss in the dungeon. And then we just saw it this time. So now we need an explanation of what we've been seeing. I think I understand how Sarolja was able to return from the dead and defeat Papa. But I'm not sure what we saw at the end there. As soon as the regulator turned red, it's as if you were possessed. Your movements became beast-like. Don't tell me you empowered yourself with the soul of a beast. I'm reminded of a serpentine soldier we encountered at Vanguard who did the same. So if you cross paths with one of the king's elite, such a form can only be achieved by gorging yourself on souls. We could do the same in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not as if they allow hunters to carry that many souls to begin with. Well, I should get back to work. Take care. So how many souls can they carry? That's the question. And there you have it. Regulators can be loaded with 2 kinds of souls. Those of people and those of beasts. The souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Naturally, they can also be used to ensure no one suffers an untimely death. And what are the souls of beasts? They work much in the same fashion, enduing you with the strength of the chosen animal. Look, if I gotta put one of those things on my head to become a beastmaster, we're not doing that one. If, for example, you use the soul of a wolf, you'd grow more agile and feral, as you saw with Strika. Using several of the same type at once, however, would result in physical changes. Your teeth might become fang, your nails claws. Too many and you'll become more beast than man. Changing one's form through souls of other beings. It becomes more and more reminiscent of Void sense. And unlike the Void, where the cycle of death and rebirth is simply broken, souls here are forcibly taken before they might reach the ethereal sea. Different means to achieve similar ends. A cycle to which all within the dome are bound. This is wrong. This is all wrong. It is indeed hard to accept. being so far removed from one's own beliefs. Perhaps more shocking is that the technology to achieve all this was developed hundreds of years ago. The civilizations and the reflections are surprising indeed. I mean, each one would have developed differently at different things and based off, you know, different circumstances and everything. So look, here comes some fate hunters, looks like. Not much of a farming party going on here, but boom. 98. I'll take it. Well, we all have our thoughts on souls. For now, the important thing is we know the powers Zorulja has at his disposal. It is one thing to separate corporeal ether from incorporeal ether, but to strip memories from the soul entirely is unprecedented technology. This is no longer only Tulial's concern. With his newfound power, Zorulja has become a real threat to the entire world. Indeed, he has to be stopped, no matter the cost. Ooh, they changed the music, or else this is the area music. I don't know. I trust you gained an insight in the use of souls in Alexandria. It's shocking, I know. I was overwhelmed myself at first. I expect you'll need some time to digest it all. But for now, let's head back to Earth and Sky. At this rate... there's something I want to discuss with everyone. Let's take a moment before we head into the tunnel. Hold on, Muga? It's a pretty bunny. It's her adventure plate. A rarely adventure plate. Your lovable Moogle, Kupo. That's kind of cool. And she's got a Moogle following her. I'm sorry for delaying us, but I've had some thoughts I need to share. In both technology and values, it's plain there's a wide gulf between Tulial and Alexandria. While Zerolja knows everything about us, we hardly know anything about what he's become. Indeed, we haven't even seen what lies within the enormous tower, Everkeep. Solution 9. So here I'd like to make a proposal. That is, we work with Kakuya and her people. We need to learn as much as we can about the enemy. The quickest way would be to join hands with Oblivion. Only just met them, I know, but we shouldn't be too quick to trust. But the fact remains that they share a desire to stop Zerolja. Safine, too, claims to be at odds with the Kingdom Resolve. I asked why you chose to cooperate with Oblivion instead. It's simple, really. Their leader is Arenville's mother. Meanwhile, what Safine may feel, she's a ruler of this nation. There is a greater risk in working with her, and less reason to take her at her word. A fair point, and knowing Zerolja, we must assume that his arrangement with Safine was not made without some consideration. All I know is that it would be heartening to have allies in this strange realm. I think everyone would agree that any help we can get would be welcome. Hold on, there's no guarantee that it's actually my mother behind the machine. Without seeing her in the flesh, we can't rule out the possibility of a ploy. Turns out to be a trap, we endanger not only ourselves but everyone in Tulial. As you say, we have no proof that it's really Kakuya. What? I make my proposal in full awareness of this. Whether we're going to war or striving for peace, we need to learn as much as we can. Otherwise, we can't hope to do anything meaningful. As it stands, we know too little about this realm. We need to remedy that. We need to study the enemy, and when the time comes, strike down Zerolja for good and all. What's more, I trust you, Arenville. Always had great instincts, honed from your time training under your mother. What if I'm wrong? What if sentiment is clouding my judgment? It's a trap, then we'll deal with it when it's sprung. That's always the way with you. Of course it is. Fine. If you're set on this, then I'll say no more. Then it's settled. Let's head inside and secure ourselves some new allies. Ugh. That's what I figured. Send me away for a little bit. Oh, it's warm outside. Kriya, there is something I need to tell you and your people. You came here with no other reason than to strike down Zorolja. You're not telling him about striking down Goljaja? But I thought he was your brother. Do you really mean to kill your own kin? My kin invaded our nation and murdered our people. Thou resolve falls to me to bring him to account. I'm prepared to do what I must, but I won't hesitate when the time comes. Like us, you and yours opposed Zorolja. In light of this, I propose we work together to stop him once and for all. I realize that this is sudden, and that it's a gamble to trust someone you've only just met. But I would trust in the conviction of anyone who shares my goals. So fight with me, I beg you. As you say, our goals align, and I don't doubt your resolve in the least. But if you hadn't proposed working together, I would have done so instead. Truth be told, it's been tough going at it alone. While we've gathered ample intelligence, we don't have the strength to take decisive action. Besides, how could we not trust you? Aaronville seems to be the one in the middle of all this. My only son is with you. My fussy little bun-bun. He's all the reason I need. See, I know what that gear is. I think that's Cripplurker gear. Then it's decided. Here's to a faithful collaboration. I was looking at their gear like, oh, that's kind of cool looking. I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. I'm pretty sure that's aiming Cripplurker. Thank you, Kakuya. Everyone. Together we'll achieve great things, I'm sure of it. Then let's not waste any time. Been wondering about what Zorolja worried about. Is there a palace inside that tower? After a fashion, the king resides in the uppermost level, but while the Queen Safine has a penchant for going out in public, he seldom shows himself. What's more, his movements are highly classified. Not even his commanders are privy to that information. If anyone knows where he is at a given time, it could only be the Queen. Even if we didn't know his whereabouts, Zorolja will eventually march on Tulial again. That's when we can go after him. The drawback is we'd have to wait for the invasion to happen. Innocents would be put in harm's way. There's also a possibility that he'll leave everything to his minions and not command the army in person. See, he challenged Waklamat directly. No, he'll take the field. What makes you so certain? My brother has always yearned to surpass our father. That's why he attacked Tulial. After waiting for 30 years, the first thing he wanted to do was demonstrate his newfound strength. But killing Papa didn't satisfy him, so now he's bent on proving himself stronger than me and Kona, who bested him in the right of succession. He challenged me to strike him down. He wants a duel to show everyone that he's superior to the Dawn Servant, and he won't let his minions deprive him of that pleasure. Then why hasn't he appeared and given you your chance? Surely he's aware of our presence here. At that, I can only guess. Perhaps he wants to dazzle us with his wondrous realm. But if he won't deign his appearance, then we'll force him to do so. How are you going to do that? Even as we gather intelligence, we'll make no move to attack him. Show absolutely no interest in a confrontation. Knowing him, he'll tire of waiting and turn his attention to Koana instead. He'll attack Tulial again like he said he would. I see. If you believe this is the best approach, then we have no objections. Any campaign against Tulial requires that Zorolja lead his forces through Vanguard. We'll have our lookouts keep an eye on it day and night. Such a strategy is certainly viable. If we proceed with it, though, we should warn those outside. Indeed, they'll need time to prepare their defenses. I should be glad to coordinate our efforts. I'm already in regular contact with Y'shtola, and will make sure to keep our comrades appraised of developments. You can lead Vanguard to us. We'll send word at first sight of movement. It seems we have a plan. While we wait for Zeralja to move, you do well to prepare for battle. It begins with familiarizing yourself with the technology that empowers him. To that end, I'll show you to Oblivion's main headquarters. Oh, I thought this place was it. You'd be impressed to know that we're located right inside that tower, in the residential district of Solution 9. Hiding a tree in the forest, as it were. The only question is how to get you through the checkpoint. Oh, Sven's already working on that. How about that? Sven said she'd make it so he could enter without issue. She did, curious. She's not supposed to have such authority over the sentries. If I recall correctly, her words were that she would register us as guests. I see. Perhaps we're in the clear then. When you're ready, come and meet me at the tower entrance. It's kind of silly. Before you head out, give us a moment to introduce ourselves properly, eh? After all, names are good to know when working together. You're a geode. You're a stone. And then we've got Nostalgia. And Wayakawi. Well, Oblivion has operatives all over. We're the main crew here. I'm Geode, the leader of this hideout. And the dependable young twins behind me are Nostalgia and Wayakawi. I'm Nostalgia. It's a pleasure to meet you. My sister and I were born and raised inside the barrier. We've been with Oblivion for 3 years, and our main duties are surveillance and provisioning. Twins, eh? That explains the resemblance. Wayakawi is a Tonawata name, unless I'm mistaken. That's right, our mother is Tuliolan, and our father is Alexandrian. They wanted to honor both cultures. They're beautiful names. Thank you. Though I have no memories of my mother, I like to think I carry a part of her with me. So, what made you decide to join Oblivion? We wanted to avenge our father. Ambrose was his name, and years ago, he was taken away after a scuffle with a soldier over a disagreement. It was a minor incident, so at first we clung to hope that he'd be released, but when months went by with no word from or about him, we made the decision to remove our regulators. We had already lost the memories of our mother. We didn't want to lose those of our father as well. They've all forgotten about him now. Everyone who had known him. That bastard. Even here he thinks he thinks nothing of his own people. Sometime later, we were approached by a member of Oblivion. Hoping to get justice for our father, we joined the Order. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to darken the mood. No, I appreciate you sharing this. Together we'll avenge our father. Maybe you can find memories of your mother, too. Thank you. Something tells me you have what it takes. Yeah, we thought worse. You introduce yourself too now. Go on. It's pretty much the same story for me. And while mine is a Tonawatan name, I haven't the faintest thing how things are outside the barrier. It's my dream to go and see it with my own eyes. Our mother's homeland. Once peace is restored, you must come and visit. The wilds are beautiful, the food delicious, and everyone's so nice. You'll love it. And that's us here. You met the others in the back room. You meet the others in the back room, that's our headquarters. Some of them are a little eccentric, but they have good hearts all. Ah, Ellen Shippa, one last thing. If it isn't exactly my place to say this, but thank you for seeking out Kahawia. I keep forgetting how to say her name. She talked about you so much. It's clear how important you are to her. That's all. Be good to your mother while you still can, eh? Well, we'll let you go for now. Feel free to use this hideout as you like. Meanwhile, in Everkeep. This is the central area where they store everything. And Sphene and Zerolja are up to something.
You've been consulting with Wuk Lamat. No matter. I do not know what you are scheming, but when your realm lay on the brink, you were powerless. You had no choice but to turn to me. Whatever sentiment you may feel for her, it is my power you require, is it not?
Perhaps. And yet, knowing the love that Wuk Lamat bears for her people, how she regards them all as kin, I cannot help but wish to spare her the same pain I have suffered. What's more, her friends possess new knowledge. Were we to work together, we might find another path. I know you're loath to consider it, but is there no hope for peace with Tuliolo? What we've already done may be unforgivable, but it needn't continue. You needn't kill your brother and sister.
I slew my only flesh and blood. Yet you attempt to sway me with an appeal to family. The memory of my father's final moments still fills me with disappointment. Age came for him before I did. For long years, I sought to prove the miracle. And weak as he was, defeating him achieved nothing. To kill them is my only recourse. Wuk Lamat and Kona, who bested him as he was in his prime.
They are still your siblings, even if not by blood. That such bonds should mean so little to you.
I am bound to no one. Serve none save myself. I made that clear when first you spoke to me in the Golden City. Remember, I can easily kill your beloved family. If you would protect them, cast aside any foolish notions. Your wisdom and abilities are valuable insofar as our goals align. So think well before you act, Queen of Reason. Wuk Lamat, if you are father's worthy successor, then you will find your way to me. But should you fall short, I will lay waste to Tuli Yolal.
What now?
He's a bastard. And we know who his father is. Right. Kakuya is waiting. Let's head to the tower. What was that cake? Is it any good? Piety and crit? Why do these people think I'm not pious enough? We actually made... it was a joke that we made the other day. In our local chat. Someone was complaining about why everything has piety in it. And I said, because you're not pious enough. Well, there's 2 ether currents there. I just have 3 more to gain after those. Where is it? There he is. Oh, plus we'll get mesquite juice. Oh, look, more piety. Oh, Shallow, what am I going to do with you? Keep telling you to take a hunter with you when you leave town. Well, if it isn't Her Majesty's guest, did you enjoy your tour of Yuyipi's Halo? I was told you helped set the water distribution system to rights. You know, I could really use someone with your talents right now. The woman in charge of that very farm just left in the wilderness without a bodyguard. It seems to me she was investigating something, but that's no reason to put herself in danger. Last I heard, she was seen walking up the hill to the east of the farm. Could you go and make sure she's all right? Yeah, no problem, dude. Oh, what a relief. You're looking for a young Shitona named Shaloishi. Now, off you go, and thank you, dear. Where are you? An old lady. You're about to become a soul lady. And everyone's going to forget you. But I won't. Because you're my quest giver. Pardon me, adventurer. Am I trouble you to lend your aid? I found myself in a rather troublesome predicament. Earlier today, we sent a soldier and asked to test if it's improved combat functionality. I asked the hunter to take it out on patrol. Not long after, I lost contact with them completely. I know the signal is weak out there, but I can't help but worry. Something might have gone terribly wrong. From the look of you, you can handle your fair share of danger, yes? Could you go out to the Thunder Yards and see if you can find them for me? Looks like both of them are about the same spot, so... I wish you could fly there. Oh, wait. These are the quests that open up flying. Ha! The drawback to flying. We're not flying. It's under attack already. Let's see if we can get up there in time. Get something out of it. Oh, it's the one that I was sitting there waiting for earlier. Got a fate bonus. Are you okay, my dear? Cute little bunny. Ah, gods be good. That was the last of my soul cells. I could have really died there. Thanks for your help, by the way. So, what brings you out here to the middle of nowhere? Why, we here came to look for you, cutie. Auntie Nakente sent you after me. That makes two people who just saved my life, then. Would you mind coming with me to see her? I want her to know I'm safe, and grateful besides. Yeah, sure, no problem. Why is there a charged bolt hound right there? I didn't do anything. I swear, don't attack me. Oh. You saved my life. For a moment there, I thought I would have to use my regulator. Now, I somehow doubt an adventurer like you would just happen to be passing through. That researcher sent you to find me, didn't he? I'd better head back to explain what happened. You may as well come and join me. I'm sure he'll want to know you're safe. Hunter told me everything from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for taking such swift action. Soldiers require energy gathered from lightning, and yet lightning also proves to be their weakness. Apparently took a nasty jolt in the Thunder Yards and went berserk. Honestly, why are they tinkering with offensive output when they could be correcting this glaring flaw in design? Rest assured, the engineer in charge will hear all about this in my report. Sorry for the trouble. I hope this small token will suffice as compensation. Heck yeah. Just need 4 more. You got 4 more for me? Well, there's one here. Welcome back, dear. I can't thank you enough for rescuing this poor, reckless fool of a girl. She's not a reckless fool, girl. You're not a child anymore, Shallow. Act your age. Now, what do you say to the kind stranger who saved your life? She already thanked me when we were back out there. I know I've already told you once before, but thank you truly. I'm Shallow Sea, and I'm in charge of Yuppie's Halo. To tell the truth, I'm still learning how everything works. I used to be an electrope engineer, but for some reason the government reassigned me. I am Nakinti, the Farn's Coinkeeper, or Resident Nag, depending on who you ask. Might we get your name too, hero? Oh, I'm Chaosfire, warrior of outside the Brome. Chaosfire rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? That's a name you best not forget, Shallow. You'd be dead if it weren't for him. Now, why in the world would you leave the safety of the outskirts all by yourself? You're acting strange of late. It's clear you're hiding something. So what is it? There is really no getting around anything past you, is there? Fine, I'll explain, but you have to promise to keep it a secret for now, alright? The truth is, I've noticed that the farm's harvest have been shrinking year over year, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. Staff are doing great work, and as a former engineer, I can say for certain that the equipment is all in proper working order. I even checked the pylons, and the readouts were totally normal. But I know there's a problem. The longer we wait, the worse it'll get in a few years. The crops may stop growing entirely. Something has to be done. Well, it sounds serious, and I appreciate that you're taking the initiative to solve it. But I worry about you, Shallow. I can't have you putting your life in danger. Caspar, would you be willing to help her look into the matter? Sure. As an outsider, your idea of normal is sure to be different from ours. I reckon a fresh set of eyes would be able to help spot something we can't. I would love to have your help. We could go on, inspect the farms. She's right. I could certainly use the unbiased perspective. Would you please help me, Chaos Fire? Why do all the ladies want a date with me? Sure, I'll help you. Right then. But that's settled. I think what the two of you need now is a good meal. Have a seat, and your Auntie Nakente will fix you some fresh veggies. I guess Aunt Nakente doesn't feel that we're pious enough either. This will lead to Gold Quest, yep. I don't think there's any other purples out here right now. Nope. And someone else. Ah, there you are. If Queen Sophine has registered you as guest, you should be able to march right in. And if she hasn't, we'll have to fight the freaking warriors. Then you may have a swarm of Zeroljaw's minions to deal with. Nothing for it but to see if Sophine has betrayed us, eh? Yeah, nothing else would do. Thank you for your diligent service, friends. My companions and I would like to pass, if you'd be so kind. Outrunner guide unit identified. Registration number verified. 6 accompanying civilians identified. Verifying credentials. Credentials verified. Welcome guests of Queen Sophine. What a relief. And so far. There you have it. It seems the Queen was true to her word. Follow me, everyone. Solution 9 awaits. The land of GPUs and bright light neon lights. And a raid series, eventually. A few weeks out from that. Wow, fancy. It's like going to the upgraded gold saucer.
Everkeep, a tower of electrope piercing a perpetual shroud of storm clouds. Occupying the 9th level of this 12-tiered structure is a residential district called Solution 9.
Ninth floor, solution 9.
Winning their home. What hopes did its founders have for it? And did it prove the answer they sought?
This is the second city-state of DawnTrail. All wearing the PvP gear. Or at least a lot of them are.
Spectacular, isn't it? There are more districts throughout the tower, including industrial ones, but Solution 9 is the largest.
Just being here makes my head spin.
Perfectly natural reaction. A city of shimmering electrobe, replete with strange technologies that cater to every conceivable need. We never dreamed the light back home in Tuliolo. Now, while I go and explain the situation to those in the back room, why not take a moment to explore?
Okay.
I believe lived experiences are far more educational than dry.
Explanation.
And you want to know more about Sphene and Zeralja's Dominion, do you not?
You had me an explorer. We do need to better understand who and what we're dealing with here. You had me at explorer.
I had a feeling you'd be king.
Just to confirm, while we have been allowed inside, are we also permitted to roam?
Absolutely. As Sphene's registered guest, you'll find you're exempt from the sentry scrutiny. The elevator to the uppermost level. I wouldn't go near that. But other areas should be fine provided you act like you belong.
I wonder if one of the other areas is the 6th area.
Yes. Familiarizing ourselves with the technology here will help us prepare for the battles to come.
Try not to enjoy yourselves too much, or you're liable to attract attention.
Once you've explored to your satisfaction, come to the entrance to True View in the eastern sector. The way from there is a little complicated, so I'll send someone to guide you.
Understood. We'll see you later. I shall speak with the residents. Perhaps one of them will recognize the earring.
What's with this place? How can this all be the inside?
So, what aren't you telling me? Where are you?
That I can't reveal yet. Precautions, you understand. Just know that I'm safe.
I mean, she's the leader of the resistance.
Tell me about your adventurer friend. You seem to have a great deal of faith in him. You must have been through a lot together.
Not a lot together, but he knows a lot about me.
For instance, we found the entrance to the Golden City.
Wait, what? You did? Elnashpir, why didn't you mention this sooner?
You want to explore together?
Sure, we can go on a date again.
It's not that I'm scared or anything. Everything is just so different from home is all.
If you want to go on a date with me, that's all you gotta ask. I love Book. She beats her on the bush. She's like, yeah, I really like you, but I'm not gonna tell you I like you though. Towers inside a tower. I see it, but I still can't believe it. For now, I say we proceed straight ahead. If we feel like we're getting lost, we'll always turn around and go back the way we came. Let's see. Oh, look, we got some, Why is there a purple quest here? Kind of want to go this way, and then there. Nexus Arcade. I didn't go to the arcade on purpose. I swear it. Like, I figured I'd see more people here. But I think if I get over there into this area, there'll be a whole lot more players over here. Oh, here comes a warrior. But I mean, it's kind of like Roz, where watching the world go by, coffee in hand. What could be better? Actually getting out and seeing it. But it's kind of like Rods. So when you go to Rods, like, most of the city is dead. You rarely see players anywhere else around there. But in the area where there's the specific shops and everything else, that's where everybody is. That's what I think is the same thing here. Is as soon as we get in, into the commerce sector here, we'll start seeing all the crafters, we'll start seeing all the everything. All the people. Oh, this is a really nice area. Ah, this is the life. Wearing PvP gear. This coffee tastes so much better than the stuff I make at home. I know exactly what you mean. Excuse me, did you just insult her coffee? Wow. Yeah, see, stuff like this I think are going to be future shops or something. Welcome to Mosaic, a place popular folks who wash me to life patterns as well. If you like coffee, I recommend our original blend. No, I want some tacos. Well, we're not in Tulial, so we can get coffee now, I guess. We can have some coffee instead of tacos. I guess I'm gonna have to give up on my taco search. Nobody's gonna give me any tacos. Hopefully I get some before the DawnTrail ends. Before all the patches. Yeah, see? Start seeing people. There's a crafter. There's more crafters. There's even more crafters. Collectible appraiser. Yep. I'm terribly sorry, but we're unable to contemplate new suppliers at present. The interim measure to improve the experience of those artisans already on our roster. Yeah, kept tradesmen now how to move all this merchandise. Disciple and 90 or above. Okay. Well, what have we here? I thought I knew all the prominent tradesmen who passed through Solution 9. Come to sign a contract, I trust. You needn't fuss yourself for the details. Arrangements are blissful simple. You provide me a project, and I compensate you for said project with scripts. A man of your expertise must surely recognize such a lucrative offer when they hear one. In truth, it was the Tirali who first introduced me to the many conveniences of trade scripts. A system brought to them by the tradeswoman by name of Rowena, but that is neither here nor there. You will be well paid for your contributions with scripts naturally, and your earnings can in turn be used to purchase any of our wares that strike your fancy. So what do you say? Heck yeah, sign me up. Splendid. Simply splendid. At least you worry There's no quotas to speak of. You nearly only make deliveries with inspiration strikes. Here's to a most beautiful, profitable partnership. I very much look forward to doing business with you. Okay, now I would be able to do turn-ins. Okay. Let me go down the exchange. Oh, purple scripts. Hey, you just got a hanging rock. Master recipes 2. Nope, those are the ones I already have. Anything new? Solar crafter, delineation, engineering metal, commercial, blah 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 blah. Oh, they do have 700 gear. Sometimes it's useful to grab, sometimes it's not. Ron Recorn. Token exchange for Ron. For Ron Recorn, splendid vendors, certain cities. Miscellany. May repair and whistle. 12 skills. Like ahead. Oh, bother. The new animal suit is a squirrel. Merchant Mender. Level 98. Items got potions, grade 8. Yeah, okay. He's probably not. I hate to turn down a customer who's still setting up. Trust those couriers to bungle up a delivery. Because I don't have all 6 areas done. Although there, I'm afraid we're not open for business. Nevertheless, we look forward to your custom in the near future. Look at this car. I want the car. Can I have the car? Someone give me the car. Air wheel dealer. 7.5 million gil. Oh, that's gonna hurt me so much. And put me down on my character just under 4. Now I had the motorcycle that turns into a hovercraft. Yeah, I can actually use this. Materia vendor, materia melder. There's actually people using the space. That's kind of interesting. These are NPCs. I reckon I'll buy a new work desk. Might as well get a new chair while you're at it. Yeah. You guys been in my house recently? Is that what you're seeing? Because I need a new desk and chair too. See, now I have this guy. Welcome, sir. Care to peruse today's selection? Some more stuff will probably open up as we get further into the story and everything. that up for sale right now. 740, 739. Control that, direct that. It's a lot of sixes. That's great. I'm gonna hold on to that. Very particular about my inventory. It has to look just right all the time. Like it's got to be sorted a certain way. Right now, normally I just hit sort and let everything sort proper way, whatever. But I don't want to just hit sort right now because I want to keep the certain new mats in certain areas. My guess is I can't get over to... Oh, maybe I can. Yeah, we need to put the new mount on our... Can't use your mount at this location. Where's she gotten to? Like, the music here is pretty interesting. I've been thinking about listening to it, but it kind of reminds me of a bunch of lo-fi music, honestly. It's a kind of fairly lo-fi trance. I've been listening to a whole lot of that recently, so it kind of fits in with the rest of what I've been doing. Hey, your friend showed up. See, this isn't regular PvP gear. This is a little bit different. Their gear is actually kind of cool looking. It's like glowy. She's got these glowy belts and stuff on. Those teleporter things are so cool. It must be for the forecast terminal. Which favorite did you want to overwrite? Old Charlie. Ooh, fancy motorcycle. I want the car too. Can I have the car? Ooh, where the heck is the quest giver? Finally got the electro warmed up and the engine tricking over. trekking over? God, these things are so slow. I'm sorry, I can't take the elevator. Can't help you. Where's the quest giver? Must be like... Must be higher up or something. It's one bouncy cat girl. I think it's a cat girl. It's a cat girl or cat boy. Emmeline Ironheart. Oh, this is the second half of the sightseeing log. That tome. It wouldn't happen to be a sightseeing log, would it? Yeah. You gonna put more in there? Milla. Now that's a name I haven't heard a good long time ago. And dearest Elsby. She's my twin sister, you see. I haven't seen her for 30 long years. Not since I was trapped during my exploration of Ilisani. It brings me great joy to know she's well. Pardon me for asking, but might I see the notes she added to your log? Why, you gonna add more to it? Do you hate me? She always did make such bold strokes of her lettering. Here. I've added my own notes. Some of the information may seem improbable at best, but I believe there's truth in every entry. When I was younger, I would set out in search of these fantastic sights myself, but alas, my body can no longer endure such travels. Are you old? Oh yes, you're very old. Though thanks to you, I feel larger than I have in age. If there's one thing I should wish, it is to see my sister again before I died. There's so much I would share with her. You have better things to do than attend to an old woman's musing. Take care, kind adventurer, and may your journey lead you to vistas both bright and unforgettable. Let's see. Yuktral. Zoktral. Other. I'm terrible at these. I should actually just go and finish them all off. Oh yeah. Sightseeing log. DawnTrail. Blah 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 blah. They're all the same. Jeez, lady. Not this way. Gotta go this way. Wish you could mount here. It'd be so much more useful. What's this? The theater? The bar? Look, we found the bar. And something else. This looks like the club. This establishment caters to lost souls seeking their true path. As a matter of fact, the service of our fortune teller is rather high demand of late. Afraid we're completely booked for the coming months. Apparently this fortune teller is always right on the mark. Fascinating. What do you mean? Listen carefully. You're playing Triple Triad. The stars are with you. May your light... something. Oh, what a relief. I wasn't expecting to hear that. She's playing Triple Triad. Listen, lady. I know what you're up to. You're not a fortune teller. You're a fortune fraud. Ooh, vending machines. And trash cans. We can jump on the trash cans. Not in the trash cans, but on the trash cans. Look, if there's cars and motorcycles, easy now, gotta make this look natural. If there's cars and motorcycles in the place here, I should be allowed to use mine. He's usually so punctual. More Ethernet shard. I now have Ethernet access to Arcadian. Getting port 9 here, just found an accessible Ethernet destination. Sweet. We can move around town faster. Let's go find Wook. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was looking around the town by myself. I wanted to be more familiar before I went out with you. A crossroads already? This place is too much. I had no idea where I should go. Right, I made up my mind. Let's head to that building there. What building where? That building there is like a very vague statement, Wook. That building there. Should knock you out for that statement, Wook. Oh, it's the shopping mall.
Ah, there you are, La Mati.
Scene.
Scene.
Quit ruining my date.
I was worried you
Well,
might
we
have
can go all
left
three
it
together.
good, but I see everything went according to plan.
Well, that's thanks to you.
Now, I know you've scarcely arrived, but I have a request to make of you.
You want me to buy something for you?
Request, you say?
Yes, an important one.
Alright, you bought a motorcycle.
I'll say it plain. I want you to make peace with Zeralja.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
What? I thought you said you weren't on his side.
Yes, but he
I'm not
threatened.
closer to seeing eye to eye, nor do I condone his methods.
He threatened your people.
Be that as it may, I don't want you to fight him. I don't want you to regret a decision made in anger and haste. Unequipped with regulators as you are, the risk is too great.
I'll knock his off.
I appreciate your concern, but you ask the impossible. Zeralja murdered our father. His minions slaughtered our countrymen. He will never renounce his war. As vow of resolve, it falls to me to stop him. I know you love your people too, and so you must understand how I feel. Why I cannot, will not back down.
I do understand. All too well. Let me say only this then. Zoralja will use any means to win. If you would protect your people, return to them at once and prepare. Prepare as best you can.
That's what we're doing here. We're learning about him.
Hollow coming from the queen of an enemy nation. But unlike me, you still have the power to determine your own fate.
You really are a curious one. Look, you needn't worry for us. We have dependable comrades holding the fort in Tulichola. They'll keep everyone safe, so we can devote our attention to affairs here.
Yeah.
Please.
It's a team effort. Never fear, I'll be there alongside her. I won't yield on this one either. Never fear, I'll be alongside her.
So you have comrades on whom you can rely.
Yes. Once we get rid of Zoralja, we can become comrades too.
You know, we'd like to learn more about you.
About me?
To be frank, we're still not sure whether or not you're trustworthy. So, if you have a moment, would you show us around the district? That way, we can get to know you better.
You're asking me, the Queen, to show you around? Oh, but I jest. I'm flattered that you've taken an interest in me.
We want you to become a comrade with us.
Very well. I shall be your guide. You're my guests, after all, and teaching you about my realm would be a pleasure in and of itself. If you like, I can introduce you to my citizens, too. I consider them family, as you do yours.
By all means, we're in your capable hands.
That you are. This will be an enjoyable and enlightening tour, I promise.
Let's begin then, shall we? I must say I'm really grateful. This place is so vast and confusing. I didn't even know where to begin. While the district may seem daunting in size and structure, all the key facilities are situated near ley nodes, what you call etherites. Remember this, and you'll never lose your way. Yeah, tuned to them all. Now then, seeing as it's right here, I'll show you the Nexus Arcade first. Please follow me. What the? This complex is home to all manner of shops. From food and daily necessities to technology convenience. You can find most everything here. Everkeep's interior is vast, as you observe. This arcade makes it possible for people to acquire what they need in one centralized location. Amazing. How do you get to the upper levels? I don't see stairs. You see those glowing patterns over yonder? That is an automatic conveyor. Such contraptions are found throughout Everkeep, allowing us to swiftly move between faraway places. I will spare us some walking. Are they also made from that strange metal? What's it? Yes, the conveyors are powered by electro. As a matter of fact, that ore is integrated into just about everything in Everkeep, even the floors and walls. By etching arcane circuits upon it, electro can be used to convert lightning energy to those of other elements. In doing so, we can achieve various effects. For instance, a conversion to wind produces flotation, which was required for the propulsion of our flying vehicles. A conversion to fire, meanwhile, produces light and heat. Was employed in devices such as street lamps and heaters. There are even self-heating cups that keep your drink warm. 50-50 on something like that. As long as I control the temperature. Can you make a drink cold if you convert to ice instead? You certainly can. Our vending machines do just that. What's more, multiple energies can also be combined to produce some clever effects. For instance, by manipulating the air with wind while projecting light with lightning, it is possible to alter one's appearance. It's almost scary you can do that with electro. If such a wondrous material existed in our world, I imagine everyone would be fighting over it. I think that's what destroyed her world centuries with the fight. What was the problem centuries ago? It was a fight over electrope. This shop over here, what does it sell? Ah, yes, let's go and take a look. I dare say you will find it interesting. See, that's my guess. So when Wak Lamont mentioned the fact that people would fight over electro, Sphene looked very sad, which meaning that before her people were saved and the dome was created, they fought over electro. This shop sells food. Those are the items on the counter. That's food? I can't imagine what they taste like. I thought you might be surprised. Your countrymen were too in the beginning. Come, you must sample something. Choose one and I will purchase it. Welcome, friends. How lucky you are for Her Majesty to treat you. 5 items on display are most popular. I recommend one of them if this is your first time. Select an item that interests you. Slab of pink hexagons. The synthetic fruit pellets. They're a very best approximation of taste and texture of grape. I've never tried the real fruit, so I can't say how faithful they are, but there's no denying their popularity. Oh. So, there's a giant meme that started during Endwalker about polygon grapes. And even though we upgraded the graphics, we still have polygon grapes. But now they have taken it even further. Like, they did this on purpose. They just... Oh my gosh. Choose this item. Let's see what's in the pouch. Ah, the Revivifying Tonic. I take it you're thirsty. Flavor sublime blend of sweet and salty, and it stays fresh for over 10 years thanks to the special container. No, I don't want 10-year-old whatever. Long rectangular bar. Keen on the perfect meal bar, are you? Has all the nutrients your body needs packed into a single foodstuff. Flavor is formulated to never taste dull, and one bar will satisfy you for a whole day. Many folks prefer this to taking multiple meals. It's an energy bar. Oh, thanks. I want to, like, the circle thing looks really interesting. Ah, yes, a salad paste. The what? Salad paste. Gross. This is designed for those who are concerned about their figure. With its blend of 9 varieties of vegetables, it'll help your efforts to slim down. Fashion models swear by it, and you can't get enough of the stuff either. Definitely sounds like a hipster item. This here is cultivated steak. It's not quite the same as the real thing they produce in the outskirts, but it's slightly more affordable. This particular product is known as Gold Label. It's a delicious hybrid of beef and chicken grown on the at a plant on the 4th level. Oh my gosh, like, oh, I don't like the option of any of them. I think I'll go with the bar. We'll take the energy bar. Well, they're all very tempting. Wouldn't I have to have the steak? I'm absolutely starving. Thank you for your custom. This being Her Majesty's treat, it's bound to taste all the better. Say, would you mind sampling your selection here and now? It's been a long time since we've had newcomers, and I'd love to see your reaction. And then everyone's cheering you on. Okay, yeah. This is a great chance to learn about Alexandrian culture. Yes, fair. Let's dig in. Sure, I'll eat my energy bar. You eat your faux steak. Alright, here I go. I want to see your face. Following Rook Lamott's lead, sample your selection. Amazing! I've never had any meat like this before. It's tender like chicken but flavorsome like Ronique. And the spices give it just the right amount of kick. I could eat this every day. Ha! Don't mind them, they're just happy to see your honest reaction. How about you? It was a little bland. It's interesting. I've got that, like, it's interesting. It's always such a pleasure. My thanks for humoring me. This does take me back. Though it was chaotic when the people of Tulial first arrived, we endeavored to learn about one another and embraced our differences. Alright. What's that about? What about you, Safine? Aren't you having something to eat too? I didn't get her accent right. I appreciate the thought, but I'm fine for now. Thank you. Alright. Well, what's your favorite food, if you don't mind me asking? My favorite food? Yeah, everyone's standing around. They all want to know. Why do you want to know this? Because I want to get to know you better. Why else? The more you know someone, the more you grow fond of them. That's what my old man believed, and my experience has led me to believe the same. Understanding begets fellowship. My favorite food. Is it such a difficult question? I'm sorry, it's just when I think about those who labor to bring us the food, I find I can't settle on one thing. Ah ha ha, I thought I was indecisive. Well, you're something else. Indecisive? Perhaps I am, but you don't need to laugh about it. It's not meant to be malicious. It's just all in good fun. I don't know about you, but I'm satisfied. Let's keep moving. Very well. Next, I was thinking of showing you the residential sector, but it's in part so I can tend to personal matters. It's a visitation to be precise. I believe it to be educational for you as well. Would the two of you mind accompanying me? Not at all. Wonderful. Let me know when you're seen enough here, and we'll make our way. Ready? Then let's head to the residential sector. It lies to the southwest. As we walk, I'll be glad to tell you about any place of interest that we come upon. Oh, now they're with me. Where are we going? Right, ladies. It's triple date, apparently. It's being barged in on mine and Wook Lamott's, so I got two ladies with me. Are we going to the coffee place? This is Mosaic, a cafe, where you can buy drinks to enjoy while you relax. I see in Tulal there's a similar establishment called Sabal Te. It's that seashell in the local tongue. Is there a story behind the name Mosaic? There is. In our continent, the races are named for stones. There's Huni, the one that resembled Tonawata, the tall and graceful Eldiot, and the diminutive and affable Milala. When they all gather together, they appear in mosaic of colors. Thus did the founder choose the name to name the cafe. Hey, that's nice. If they serve tacos, it'd be perfect. Tacos? A traditional Turali dish. One of my favorite foods. You must try it one day. Yeah, me too, because you keep denying me my tacos, Wook. Ah, yes, definitely. We'll make it happen once we've restored peace to Tulial. Right now, let's continue on. Oh, look. A sightseeing spot right here now. I'm surprised there's no characters really there in Mosaic. Like other Warriors of Lights and stuff. Because it would seem like a place for like especially RPers to go. And here we are. These buildings are where our citizens live. They're massive. Each one is bigger than the palace. They have to be, for just about all Alexandrians have apartments here. At least you wonder. I'm here to visit some people. Their apartment is in the building to the left at Residential Radius 9-14. Residential Radius? That's right. Come, the doors open automatically. Oh, this is a pond. I was like, man, this is an interesting stone. No, it's water. So 914, I mean, that's just like an apartment number. Hey, Savine, can anyone live in this place? Naturally, in fact, many of our countrymen make their home here. No matter your origin or race, occupation or regulatory usage, all Alexandrian citizens are eligible for an apartment. This includes those you met who work in the outskirts. You've taken care of everyone for 30 years. I'm truly grateful. This is the lobby, a common area for residents. I see. What does the machine there do? Ah, the concierge. They look after the residents. If you require assistance or have questions, they'd be glad to assist. Is that so? I've no shortage of questions, but I'll direct them at you for now. By all means, you may consider me your personal concierge. Yo, concierge, can you help me? Current location, residential radius 914, section 2. Visitors must be equipped with a regulator or present a valid visitor permit. Can we have this for a housing, Yoshi P? I want a house here. Or at least an apartment. This is the place. A mother and son live here. These are nice apartments. I'd just take them as is. Think of all the housing situations we could resolve. Hello, Isadora. Your Majesty, you came. I have friends with me today. Is that all right? Of course. Friends of the Queen are friends of ours. Please make yourself at home. That's got to be the mother. Yep. How has Milo's been? There's been no change, but the symptoms are thankfully mild today. Hello, Milos. Have you missed me? My son was born with Levin sickness, a severe etheric imbalance towards lightning. As a result, he suffers from paralysis. He cannot walk and struggles to speak. For a blessing, he still has his hearing, and even on bad days he can communicate with his eyes. I see. Safine visits often, does she? She does. Milos adores her. She sometimes even manages a smile. He sometimes even manages a smile when she's here. What of yourself, Isidore? How are you holding up? You needn't worry about me, Your Majesty. You've always made time for us, and we have everything we need. I'm glad to hear that, but you mustn't strain yourself, understood? There is nothing you can do for him? Perhaps a treatment with souls, or... Unfortunately, no. While souls can revive those who have met an accident, they cannot reverse the effects of old age or illness. Truth be told, many children are born like Milos. The illness has existed for generations, but we've been unable to find a cure. I mean, if it's Levin sickness and it's lightning, why not, now that we get the other side of the dome, why not just leave the dome? The cause is quite clear, though. The excess lightning in the environment. It's no coincidence the number of cases has risen dramatically these past 30 years. It's all my fault. What was that? I'm sorry, Isadora, but I must be going. I promise to make a proper visit next time, with treats to share. There's no need to apologize, Your Majesty. If it weren't for you, Milos and I wouldn't still be here. I mean, thank you, Queen Safine. It's my pleasure, Milos. I'll be back soon, so be a good boy for your mother and for me. So here's the thing. So if excess of lightning is causing this, we can eventually, when we all get to be friends, we can take all these guys suffering and move them outside the dome to where there's no excess of lightning, and then they should improve, in theory. My thanks for accompanying me on this visit. The illness is part of life in Alexandria, and I thought that you should know about it. We'll find a cure one day, mark my words. We'll make it so unfortunate children like Miles smile again. So, well, let's continue the tour, shall we? Look, you obviously have duties to attend to. Civilians to look after. We can stop here if you like. No. I do this because I want to, so please do not worry. Next, I'll show you one of the district's main vital facilities, a place called Resolution. To reach it, we need to go by a way of Lay Node 9, where the Aetherite is situated. Yeah, pretty sure I've already been over there. Yep, been there. Oh, yeah, we read that one earlier. Burger McFrench fries. Gross. Stay away from McDonald's McFrench fries. The conveyor ahead will transport you to the government sector, where Resolution is located. Markings on the conveyor indicate its direction. There's a pair just like it on the other side. Is it safe? Extremely. There's no need to be afraid. Who said I was afraid? Come on, Chaos Fire. I said you're afraid, Wook. There's a lot of people up here. And here we are, Resolution, the operational head of Solution 9. From Resolution, we oversee the running of the district and provide essential services to citizens, such as welfare support and job introductions. It's quicker to show than tell, so let's proceed inside. Bum, 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 bum.
Contraptions everywhere you look. What's that?
An infusion station. It dispenses souls in exchange for credits.
Okay.
At work, citizens can obtain the peace of mind provided by spare souls. It's the way of life for Alexandrians and has been for quite some time. But I imagine it must be difficult for outsiders to comprehend.
That's putting it lightly. To be honest, it sounds disturbing. Still, I won't dismiss it out of hand. Practices like these don't arise from nothing. There's a reason why your culture is the way it is, and I'd like to understand. Won't you tell us some of your realm's history?
She looked so defeated when she called it disturbing. With knowledge comes appreciation. Kind of goes the other two.
Very well. Be warned, though, that it may take a while.
Are we gonna echo?
In the distant past, over 1,000 years ago, it said, lightning energy began to swell in our world. According to ancient records that date back around 8 centuries, the rainy season spanned a quarter of the year, during which time severe thunderstorms ravaged the land. 4 centuries later, this season had lengthened to nearly half the year.
Whoa.
The trend continued, with our ancestors spending longer and longer languishing beneath storm clouds. Crops failed and livestock starved. But amidst this growing desperation, a miraculous material was discovered that promised salvation: electrope.
The stuff that's used everywhere here.
Indeed. One day, when out inspecting a forest after lightning had caused a fire, a villager came upon a curious black ore none had seen before. Testing revealed that the ore possessed a singular property. It could store lightning and convert it to other energies. In that instant, the scourge of endless storms became a blessing. Dubbed electrope, the ore found use in myriad inventions and dramatically improved people's lives. So much so, in fact, that all nations soon became dependent upon it, despite the difficulty of obtaining it in quantity.
And therefore they went to war.
Supply was chronically scarce, and when nations couldn't meet their needs with their own deposits, some resorted to taking electrope from others. Fighting was isolated and sporadic until electrope came to be used in warfare. First, in the weaponry of invaders, this served only to exacerbate the ore shortage, leading to further escalation. Before long, the entire world was engulfed in a terrible war. As the war came to a head, Alexandria's neighbor, Lindblum, committed its stores of electrope to the production of a weapon of mass destruction. They deployed it
Final
on
Fantasy
front
IX.
lines and triggered a calamity of frightful magnitude. Not even their own scientists had anticipated the force of the lightning that was unleashed. The energy inundated the entire continent, laying it to waste.
Whoa.
So that's how your world came to be this way.
I didn't mind the flood of light, just like the flood of darkness. It was awful, like an umbral calamity.
You truly know a great many things that I don't. I should like to learn about you too sometime.
That'd take a while. I've been through a lot.
To continue the tale, the people of Alexandria had already lost much to the war. They lost almost everything else to the Levin.
This is why they had
Those who survived
Final Fantasy IX items.
scars, tormented by the memory of loved ones taken too soon. Though they yet lived, the cruel spectre of death was with them always. Seeking a solution, our scientists turned once more to electrope, and after extensive research,
They developed the means to preserve memory and soul. Physical death isn't the end. So long as our memories endure, we may live on. This belief sustained us then, and it sustains us now, granting us comfort.
That's quite a tale.
Your Majesty, help me! I beg you, help me!
What's the matter?
I've got no souls left. Not a single one! But the lot at Soul Supply refused to give me any! Please, you must do something!
Why are you out?
My apologies, Your Majesty. This man, he does no work. Instead, he drinks his days away on Trueview. He has only himself to blame if he has no credits for souls.
That's not true! I'm a fighter at the Arcadian. Or rather, I was. I haven't been allowed to fight because of the King's decree. It isn't my choice.
I see.
The Arcadian.
Brave warrior of the arena.
The Arcadian is where the raids are going to happen.
I want to help you, I sincerely do. But I cannot give you preferential treatment.
Then open up the Arcadian again, so I can fight!
I'm sorry, but that's not my decision to make. The king requires feral souls for war. He doesn't wish for them to be expended on amusements.
You're useless! A queen in naught but name!
Wow.
Insolent wretch! How dare you take that tone with Her Majesty?
It's quite all right. Such things don't bother me, nor do I think ill of this man. Hear me. Though I cannot grant you a soul, I mean it when I say I want you to live. I love all of you equally, dearly. You are as family to me, and it pains me to see you deny yourself hope. I want you to find a happiness all your own, even if you must grow it from the smallest seed of joy. Out there, somewhere, is a reason for you to smile again. We all need to vent our frustrations from time to time. I will always be willing to lend an ear.
Yes, Mum. Of course. Even without a spare soul, I suppose I'm fine as long as I stay in Solution 9. I apologize for my rudeness. Good day to you.
Interesting.
Keep your chin up, my friend, and when you feel better, I'm sure you'll find another way to apply your talents.
Yeah, in a few weeks, Arcadian's getting opened again. For normal raids.
I'm sorry you had to see that. Let's keep moving, shall we?
We already know that the Arcadian is where normal raids are going to be, so.
Right. I believe we visited all the main facilities. With that, I declare our tour concluded.
That man from before, does that sort of thing happen often?
Somewhat. It's unavoidable. Hardships are a fact of life. Our soul management system has sustained our realm for generations, but it isn't without flaws. For one, people have become accustomed to having spare souls. Without them, they feel vulnerable and anxious. Some claim it may also have contributed to a decline in births.
Just thinking out loud, but would it be possible to do away with the system?
No.
Become too reliant on it.
I know it isn't easy to change one's beliefs and way of life. The Mamulja had their reasons for their reliance on blessed siblings, much as you have yours for souls. But if we defeated Zoralja, you'd be able to make all the decisions, right? Then we could work together to fix things. Restore your realm to where it belongs, and see where we can go from there.
Listen to me. There's something that I need to tell you.
But can't.
What is it?
Actually, never mind. It's nothing of import.
It's very important, but
It was lovely showing you around.
Of course. Of course. Thanks so much for the tour. We've learned not only about your realm, but you as well. For now, our priority is Zoralja. But once we've dealt with him, perhaps I can return the favor and show you to Lihiola.
I'd like that very much.
yeah, we know there's something she wants to say, but can't.
It seems I've no choice but to continue down this path. Forgive me, Val Wuklamat, but I must disappoint you.
What was it being wanting to tell us? I wonder. Well, it can wait for another time. Been exploring for a while now and should probably get to Kakuya's meeting point. That'd be the way we came, I think. Sphinx generally cares for her people. I can respect her for that. Thanks to her tour, we've come to better understand the lives of the Alexandrians. They don't feel so strange and distant anymore. So we're supposed to go to a place called True View in the eastern sector. This conveyor ought to take us there. You know, once you get used to it, they're actually kind of fun. Come on, Chaos Fire. Let's see if we can craft that. Not high enough yet. Everything but the frickin'... So I don't know if I want to use this one or not. It's 675 gear, but I just want to be able to look at what it is before... Alright, well... I'm gonna sit on this bench.